David Hunt, the president of Hunt Auctions, is here with us. Of course, sports collecting, sports memorabilia is a huge business. David, just how big a business is sports collecting now?
Well, I mean, we're happy to be here again involved with the NFL auction in conjunction with the NFL auction at the Super Bowl, and it's become much more than a hobby, that's for sure. I mean, some of the things are very, very, very expensive, very historic. But one thing we try to do at this auction is really do have something for everybody. So while we're going to show you some more of the expensive things today, we do have lots of things in the auction that are $100, $200, $300. That's important to involve all the fan levels for both us and NFL auction.
And again, for our KTBB, especially for our folks who'll be getting a chance to see this at KTBB.com. First of all, the football. Tell us about the football and what that is.
Yeah, this is one nice thing with dealing with NFL auction is you're getting pieces that directly come right from the NFL. So the authentication process is in place to show you exactly what you're getting. And with modern pieces, it's really important. Vintage things, we can look for certain attributes, certain pieces of information that can tell us what it is or is not. Modern things, I mean, this, if you didn't know exactly what this is, it looks like a football you might have bought downstairs in a gift shop. This is actually the kickoff ball from last year's Super Bowl between the Packers and Steelers. So if you're a Packers fan, probably not if you're a Steelers fan, but if you're a Packers fan, you're going to really highly price this. For sure.
And so it's a value of what, a little less than $300? Is that right?
This right now is at $5,000.
Oh, good Lord! Okay.
Actually, it should bring $5,000 to $10,000.
I saw $242 on that thing. What is that?
What you see is some specific markings. I don't know if you can see them on the camera. But
shows you what I know, right?
There you go. But it has these specific markings that they would mark the balls to make sure that they knew what they were after the fact, and then K for kickoff. And that was the opening kickoff.
So a $5,000 football.
Exactly. But again, the thing that is most important is they come right from NFL auctions, so they're authenticated. And the pieces that are from NFL auction, those proceeds go directly to NFL auction charities as well.
All right, and the jerseys.
Well, starting with Tom Brady, I mean, a good start for this year, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
The thing with Tom Brady is, as much as obviously this year he's in the Super Bowl and that adds to some popularity, this piece, whether they would have made it or not, is an extreme amount of value for a couple reasons. One, it is a game-worn jersey from this year, from the 2011 season. This is only the second one I've ever seen. In 20 years we've done this. This is the second authenticated Brady that I've seen come out. The estimate we had before the auction was $10,000 to $15,000. It's already at $26,000, and we're a week away from the auction. So, pretty interesting stuff.
Okay, good enough. And then the other jersey is Tebow.
Tim Tebow. I mean, needless to say,
I think we know who he is.
Anybody heard of him?
Absolutely.
Athletic abilities aside, quarterback abilities aside, he has clearly become one of the most popular figures in American sports right now. This is actually the jersey that he wore in his first start when he went on that run, to lead them into the playoffs. You can obviously see the wear, the grass stains, probably got hit a lot that day.
Yep.
But this, again, is something that was a little bit difficult to estimate. We put a $2,000 to $4,000 estimate on it ahead of time, which, reflects a player that's not been in the league a long time, hasn't won anything yet. It's already almost at $8,000. So the question is, did a football collector buy it, or is it somebody more of a popularity piece? I don't know.
How do you, if you're buying a car, people, you can get an idea, there's a number on how much it costs to make it and a markup and all that. How do you know how to price this stuff?
Well, you don't. I mean, that's the beauty of an auction. With the older materials, the vintage things, there's bell marks that we can look at. If we're selling a Joe Montana signed football helmet, needless to say, there have been other of those sold in the past. If we're selling something unique, for instance, like an early 19th century Batwing nose guard, it's very hard to say what this is worth. It's worth what somebody will pay you for it. And right now, this is a piece that's about $1,300 in the bidding. It could bring $3,000, it could bring $1,000, it could bring $5,000 because you don't know what it's worth. And that's what part of the fun of the auction is.
All right, and there's so much stuff out there.
Yeah.
How do you keep from? How do you know what's real and what's not?
It's really important. It is probably the most important thing. And again, we're honored to be involved with NFL Auction. They were one of the pioneering fronts as far as authenticating modern game-worn materials. With the modern things, you have to really have that sort of absolute hallmark that it's authentic, because if you think about it, many of these jerseys are very, very similar in quality to the replica jerseys you can literally buy and wear around.
At NFL Experience.
That's exactly right. So you have to know how they were tailored, how each player liked the cut of the jersey, the wear, the impact marks of the helmets on the back, whether that's false, whether it's not. Again, starting with that filter, that very high-end filter, we'll call it, of NFL Auction for the modern things, that really eliminates any doubt you have right away. For the vintage materials, that's where we come in, and everything we sell is guaranteed. And it's important. It really is important to have the fans wondering what they want to pay for it for enjoyment reasons, not wondering whether it's real or not.
And so when you go into your local card shop or memorabilia store, I mean, is there any foolproof way to know? Just trust the man?
Having done this for 20 years, the best advice that I can give is it's good to have your own knowledge. It's good to do a little bit of research. With the way that information is available today, you really can find an awful lot of good research out there, but know who you're dealing with. Do they have a guarantee policy? Do they not? You know, is it too good to be true? You hear that all the time. I mean, we'll get phone calls. I've found a Babe Ruth autographed ball or a Joe Montana autographed this, and it was a tenth of the price that I saw it elsewhere. Well, that doesn't mean that it's not real. It's probably not real, though.
And finally, what's the most expensive thing you've ever handled or sold?
Well, we do the auctions for Major League Baseball at the All-Star Game every year, and in 2006 in Pittsburgh, we had the ball that Babe Ruth hit for the first home run in the history of the All-Star Game in 1933.
Wow.
Signed by him, tickets accompanying it, the whole 9 yards, and that was estimated 100 to 200,000, about 800,000. So, pretty neat piece.
Who bought it?
I wish I could tell you.
Okay.
I wish I could tell you.
Fair enough.
Good.
Thanks, David. Appreciate
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Good
All
job,
right.
bud.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.